Hello everyone and welcome to Hybrid Budgets. This is my budget for July. If you're new here, my name's Lara. I am a digital cash stuffer. No, I'm a digital budgeter. I do cash stuffing as well, and all my cash stuffing is basically placeholders. I've explained in quite a few different videos, I'm really bad with using cash. I would lose it and not keep on top of it, and because of the nature of my work, I carry around my phone all the time, but I'm not necessarily carrying around a purse all the time, so I just find it easier. But I love the benefits of cash stuffing. I love having things like in each individual pot. I love knowing how much I've got to spend on certain items, so hence why I call myself Hybrid Budgets, because I just do a bit of both. So hopefully you can follow me along if you're a cash stuffer, or if you do want to do digital bank pot budgeting. It's, available for everyone if they want to watch. I mainly just record this for myself though, just to keep myself on track. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it for July. So July is looking not that busy, but there's a lot of expenses coming out, so I've just started to write it all down. So my payday is tomorrow. I'm filming this on Sunday, and then I'm in the office 4 days a week pretty much for the whole month. I know this is sort of like a fifth month this week, but I will just probably cash stuff for the 4 weeks. I just split up over 4 weeks, but I've got quite a lot of wedding purchases, but we've got our own wedding sinking funds, so these are all covered and sort of been planned for. I don't keep the wedding expenses and stuff as part of my budget, because it's in part of our joint account and stuff. Like I don't track it. I do, I guess, track it, but it's not part of my personal budget, so I'm not saying, oh, I'm going to take out this from sinking funds because I'm going to pay for this for wedding, unless it's something specifically that I know I've spent, like that's a bit questionable, like maybe getting the hair done, and then I'm like, oh, I was going to take it out of wedding, but actually I'm taking it out for hair and beauty, if that makes sense. So yeah, blue just highlights anything that will basically be going on my credit card. So all my work expenses I put on my credit card, because the expense system is like a month behind. So I put all on my credit card, and then it pays that following month, and then I usually try and budget that amount anyway to pay it off, and then the expenses also help in my salaries. I hope that makes sense. We're having a curry with our friend on Tuesday night, so I'm budgeting about £30 from eating out for that one. My friend is having a barbecue on the 8th, so I've not budgeted anything particularly for it, but we're going to have to obviously buy some different meat, I imagine, and maybe a bottle of wine. I've got my hair trial coming up, so I'm actually taking that out of hair and beauty rather than wedding. And then, yeah, these are all my wedding expenses coming out. And then my friend is doing a birthday pottery thing, so there'll be a birthday and gift sort of fee, an expense for her on that. And then also I'm going to buy like the pottery thing out of Hobbies and Entertainment, so I just need to know that's coming up. So that's everything for July. I've also got some annual leave. Me and my mum are going to a wedding shop to get some more artificial flowers, because we're doing all the flower arrangements ourselves and the buttonholes and stuff. So we'll probably go on the Thursday and then spend all weekend crafting. That's my friend. She lives up in Nuneaton, so there's actually going to probably be another fuel top up, because we've topped up after coming back from up north for a wedding, but we are running on empty, so there'll be a fuel top up there. And then my partner's on his stag do end of this month, which makes it feel really scary. To be fair, he's doing his stag do very early, because 2 of his groomsmen are about to have babies, so he thought they're definitely not getting out of the house when these babies arrive. So he's having his stag do then, which is fair enough. And then, yeah, I've booked off annual leave on that last Friday as well, so I'm going to have my hair done and then have, again, probably quite a crafting session. So me and my mum are doing the wedding cake ourselves and the flowers ourselves, so it's probably going to be a bit of a crafting session doing that. And then nothing much on that weekend, but inevitably something will probably come up. So yeah, that's the month overview. In terms of what the pots are looking like right now, so a lot of my pots are like instant access ISA pots, so they've got 3.75% on them. Some of my joint ones with my partner are slightly less, like the wedding, and then my emergency fund, my Nationwide Saver, is slightly more, so 6.5%. So what I do for emergency fund is a bit of a weird one, because that pot obviously pays better. I can transfer up to £200 a month into that pot. So what I usually do is take out £150 from my emergency fund in my Monzo pot, then I budget an extra 50 to put in, and then I can top it up by the £200, but it just means that obviously I can make in the full use of that 6.5%. Yeah, so that's it really for the budget. What I've not included in the budget but I have added on is I had a leftover £76, so I'll add it at the budget close down, but I had an extra £67 from eating out, so I always zero my eating out pot at the end of every month, and I do put quite a lot in eating out. I put £200 a month in eating out, just because I then uncover, but that's like, I say eating out as if restaurants, but that's like everything, like if I went into Tesco to get a drink, and bear in mind I work in the city centre as well, or like grab a coffee or anything like that, that's all my eating out. It's definitely reduced a lot more. We're also trying to be healthier, so that's gone down a lot, but it's just useful to have that budget, that buffer. And then it's quite nice at the end of the month as well, when I've got stuff left and I'm like, oh fab, we can like shove that at wedding, which is really good. So yeah, these are all my sinking funds pots. That's a Nationwide ISA. This is a joint account. That one's joint as well. And yeah, sinking fund pot. And then these are all virtual cards. So in terms of how I digitally cash stuff, these are the ones that are linked to a card. So hair, beauty and clothes, hobbies and entertainment, gifts, home and eating out. So I've got a card linked to these, so not an actual tap card, but it's on my phone, and I would stuff these like you would stuff your purse, and then I can go in the app and see how much I've got, and ultimately if there's not enough money in the pot, it's not getting, you know, like I can't spend on it, so I then need to like actively transfer money from pots, and it just makes me a bit mindful when I'm spending. So that's how I work it, and it seems to work really well, and I've been doing okay, other than this holiday glitch that I've had recently where I just completely impulse spent, but it's all managed and it's all sorted. Right, so in terms of going through the budget, I've not filled it out yet, so what I'll do is pause the video, fill it out, pause the video and just fill out each section and go through it. So the way my budget runs is I do salary and expenses and income, any income coming up here, which includes salary and expenses, any sinking funds, so any money I take out of sinking funds, any other money that might come in. There's really random stuff that can come in sometimes, like refunds. My partner pays me £20 a month for council tax and stuff, and then also any carryover I have from Nationwide. So although it's a zero-based budget, where in terms of you should make your account to zero and every bit of pound has like a function, my carryover is actually to carry over for my credit card expense. So I will always have a carryover, and I will always like make a note of that in the budget. Then it breaks down into fixed expenses, which I then do bills, utilities, subscriptions, savings, miscellaneous and debt. So basically any of this is any direct debits. So anything that like direct debit comes out of my account goes in this one here. Then variable is like, you know, as it says on the tin, is any variable expenses. So I have a credit card, which is Virgin Atlantic, and another one which is my Monzo Flex if I need to split a payment. Actively try not to do this one at all really, but sometimes it'll be a bigger purchase, like maybe something on wedding, and especially because we're just trying to keep that like account balance, it might be like, oh, we know we're putting in £400 next month to it, but right now, you know, we can only afford 20. But again, like I say, I'm really trying not to use that one. And Virgin Atlantic is I only try and actively put my expenses on there, or any big purchases that you want that like credit card protection on. And again, then the sinking fund credit card pot is used to pay that basically. So I take it from my longer term sinking funds. Then my variable stuff is my joint account with my partner, eating out, hobbies and entertainment, birthdays and gifts, home and hair, beauty and clothes. So basically anything I've got like a card linked to that I can dip in and use, and it's things that I'm spending on essentially every month. Then my sinking funds are things that I'm saving up for almost in the long term. So electronics, emergency fund, any extra overpayments, debt, any extra overpayments, home improvement, holiday, health, odds and evens, which is a challenge. It's a year challenge, so at the end of the year I stuff that one. Future, which is essentially wedding, Christmas and family birthdays. So they have a individual pot for them. So yeah, these are all the longer term stuff. So not necessarily coming out every month, but it's the stuff I need to sort of budget for. And then annual expenses are things like my annual subscription. So I call them under like general annual, and then my water bill as well, because that's a 6 monthly water bill. So that will come out And then IC subs I don't pay in anymore because that's fully funded. And then finally I just list my credit card expenses, i.e. what I need to budget for next month to pay essentially my Virgin Atlantic credit card. So this is all my expenses, so anything like parking, fuel, train tickets, anything else work related really. And again, other is usually if I've got like a big wedding purchase, I might put it on the credit card. And then I can, because our wedding pot, it takes like a day or two to clear the funds. So what I usually do is I'll put it on like the Virgin card, partly for the, you know, insurance and protection. And then the next month I can obviously use the money from my wedding sinking fund to pay that off. Well, hope that makes sense, but I just thought I'd give another overview in case you're new to the channel, because I've had a few new subscribers, so welcome if you are new. And yeah, let's get into it. So sorry, I'm literally chasing the sun, so hopefully it's clear enough. I've got like my second screen trying to provide more light, but I can't turn the light on in this office because it's an overhead one. So as a result, it's just really what do you call it, like shadowy. Well, so let's just fill this in now. So my income for this month is I've got £3,040 in my salary and expenses. That's my day job, just getting paid in. Sinking funds, I'm not withdrawing anything this month yet. When I did this budget, I completely forgot my water bill's due out this month. So what I'll do is I'll just do it in the actual. Other, I get my £20 from my partner, and then carry over is £945 because last month I got quite a big refund on my credit card. So I don't want to go into the story again because I spent like 20 minutes on the last video going over it. But the refund on my credit card is then going basically back into wedding. So in total that's £4,005. And then I'm just going to fill out my fixed expenses. So I'll just do that now. Well, so how I budget my fixed expenses is I just round everything up to the nearest pound. So my mortgage is actually like £770.94, but I just round all of them up just to give myself an extra bit of buffer. So these are all as standard. The only additional thing out this month I just suddenly remembered is my water bill. I don't know when it comes out. And roughly, I know it'll probably be, it's the equivalent of like £30 a month is what I've been budgeting for it. So again, I will make a note of this when I do sinking funds, because I will just take it out of the sinking fund amount. But for now, I've just put TBC because I'm not too sure what it's going to be. But I'm not too concerned because in terms of like it is going to be covered, or it might just be, I think if anything, it would be like £5 or £10 over. If it's anything more than that, I can take it out of general annual and work it out, but yeah, it should be fine. Microsoft and Audible, standard. Nationwide savings accounts, this is for my emergency fund, and then Vanguard investments. Gosh, Labour Party, and the only other real change here is my MBNA direct debit is £205, so that's like the minimum payment. So that's because the additional amount I've put on it, so that's gone up quite a bit now. But that's fixed, as in it's a direct debit, so it will be coming out, so I'm not paying that as extra overpayment. It is what it is. So that in total comes to £1,567, leaving a leftover £2,438. Then I'm going to move on to my variable. So I'm just going to, fill this in now. So my credit card for this month is should only be about £5. So basically, because I got a refund on it, I'd spent £5 after the refund. So it said it was only getting £5 spent on it, because the refund essentially paid off the full bill of the credit card, and then the additional amount was in credit got refunded to me. Monzo Flex hasn't got anything. Joint account as standard is going to get £300. Eating out's going to get £200. Hobbies and entertainment is getting £60. I have now just realised I've written these two round the wrong way. So hair, beauty and clothes is going to get £100 because I've got my hair trial for the wedding this month. And home is just going to get £40 because I play a challenge with that one. And hobbies and entertainment, so obviously I've got that pottery situation, so I like to budget sort of like keep it up to like £30 a month, and then obviously I'm going to be spending £30, so I've tried to put that extra in there. So that comes to £705, which leaves £1,733 left over. Then moving on to my sinking funds. Brill. So in terms of sinking funds this month, I've got £40 budgeted for electronics, emergency fund is 80, debt extra over is 60, home improvement 60, holiday 40, health 40, odds and evens 40, future it's definitely getting a big, so that refund on the credit card rather than it going on the MBNA card, where the like debt is, I'm actually putting it towards wedding, and then at the end if we've got the spare money from wedding, that will literally just go to pay off obviously the amount on the credit card. It's just to keep the account in the black because we've got quite a few big payments coming out, and at any given point it can dip quite low, but then the next month we obviously, between both of us, we both put in about £400 each, so it'll then go up. So yeah, by putting the additional in now, it just means it's in the black the whole time, which is good. Christmas is budgeting £90 and family birthdays is £40. So these are the ones that fluctuate quite a bit depending on the savings challenges I do. So I do quite some like rolly dice ones and some scratch off ones. So potentially they fluctuate quite a bit. So usually what happens if I've got anything left over from any of the challenges, it goes into electronics. So usually electronics goes up and then some of these might be slightly less, but that all works out quite well. Then general annual is going to get 30 and water bill is also going to get £30 this month, even though the bill is likely to come out, it just tops it up. So sorry, that came to 1,450, leaving £283 left over. Then the annual expenses came to £60, leaving over 223. And then what I forecast to be spent on the credit card is parking and train comes to about £160 a month, fuel comes to about 50, and work expenses come to about 10. So that comes to about £220 I'm expecting to spend on the credit card. So in total that 223 will be carried over for next month just to pay off that 220. And that is roughly how I do my budget. So yeah, the only things I probably, like I say, need to add is the sinking funds. So I'm going to preempt it here and put brackets. So the water bill will be coming out of there, just so it reminds myself. But yeah, that is my July budget. I hope you've all enjoyed, and I will catch up with you guys in week 1 cash stuffing. Bye.